Welcome back to the Talking Archive. My name is Josh Jacobs. I can also be found on Instagram at JoshDJ57. Would love to have you follow me there. And we got some cool videos there as well. And also subscribe to this YouTube channel also to get frequent updates about when we have new interviews. We try to put at least 1 or 2 new interviews a week. We're speaking with voiceover talent, radio personality, as well as artist Bobby Ocean. And last we left off, he was describing to us his experience with Neil Young and how he revealed Mr. Young's name on the air. Now, what is his middle name?
Neil Percival Young.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Percy.
Wow.
It's fun. It's nasty, but it's fun.
It's funny because I remember, Sweet Home Alabama has the line, I hope Neil Young will remember a Southern man doesn't need him around anyhow.
Yep.
And I don't know if this is true or not. I can't verify this, but before the tragic plane crash that took the life of lead singer Ronnie Van Zant and several others, there was rumor that Neil Young was going to make a surprise appearance on stage with Leonard Skinner. And when they got to the line, I hope Neil Young will remember, he'd go up to the microphone, a Southern man don't need me around anyhow.
That would have been cool.
That would have been...
Whatever that rivalry was, it was pretty much over immediately. I mean, everybody realized that they got a hit record out of it, so they're not upset. But that put Neil in his place a little bit. I thought that was good.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like, today I don't know any songs that really do that. I mean, Taylor Swift is getting revenge on all our ex-boyfriends, but that's the only thing I can think of, as far as today's music is concerned.
You hear that?
Yeah.
I got a couple of rescue dogs in the background here.
I was going to say, is that dog
and now she has a companion here we just got out of the pound.
Oh, wow.
She's trying to fit in. So the barking happens.
I was afraid she was upset I mentioned Taylor Swift.
Well, it depends on what Taylor Swift said about her.
Yeah, exactly.
My pup's doing the barking now because there's a cat across the street, and that's unacceptable.
Oh. My dogs growing up, they loved this neighbor's cat. It was a cream-colored Siamese named Toy, and whenever Toy
if the cat was in the house, she'd play with it. But since there's a wall between her or a fence, then she's going to bark. Yeah, she's just a puppy. She's
okay.
Only 2 years old.
Whenever I told the dogs, "Your friend's here," they both come running out, and the son Moose would lick Toy, and his mother Nora would just kind of like stand by and just look. She wouldn't do anything, but Moose was like, buh, 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 buh. It's just. And Moose could also say hello. I mean, it was like amazing. I couldn't believe it. It was like, dang, I wish I had a camera back then to capture that, but
they're showing it on YouTube. Other cats and dogs saying stuff. They're forming words. You have to have a little caption underneath to help you. But
By the way, I got a question. Who are your favorite radio personalities listening growing up, both either radio or television?
Well, let's start with radio. I looked up to many jocks that other people haven't heard of. J Mac was a jock at KMBY that I would listen to, and he went to Sacramento and then he went to Denver, I think, and I lost track. I've never met him, but I thought he was exceptional. I like to listen to him. I like to listen to interviewer Owen Spann. He was an interviewer on KGO. He was fabulous, and I studied him and tried to figure out what makes this guy so interesting. Because whoever he had on, he made an interesting interview out of it. And then I finally realized what it is whether they're, walking across country or they did something political or whatever it was, he was interested in it, so it became interesting. And he put that interest out on the air. So I learned that from him. I'll steal from just all the good ones. And those are just two. Of course, currently Morgan and Steele hold their place. I know that Morgan and Imus both thought Don McKinnon was hot chops. And if you listen to a Don McKinnon tape, you'll hear Morgan in there.
In fact, Don McKinnon he was on KFWB, Channel 98 here in LA, and also KEWB San Francisco, correct?
Yes, sir. Very good. Yeah. Yeah, he was great. He was wonderful.
He died way too young. I think he was in an auto accident.
Yeah, there was drinking involved, and he also had a family tragedy. A very sad story for such a funny guy. But he had some tragedies in life. And then, yeah, I don't know what the automobile thing, I don't know if alcohol was involved, but those guys were all drinkers. I loved it. I was a drinker. I got in radio. I thought, I'm in the right business.
Well, for KHJ, I think Martoni's was the watering hole of choice for the boss jocks, at least during the Steele and Morgan days.
And Nicodell's right next door.
That's right. Didn't they have really good hamburgers?
Oh, they had great everything. Come on. Nicodell's. I'd go to Nicodell's. I'd bump into the stars from the Paramount lot. We just hang around. I talked to Richard Harris for hours. I talked to what's the guy's name? The Kung Fu series, the Chinese guy.
Bruce Lee?
No. The guy who taught the kid how to fight.
Oh,
yeah, that guy.
David Carradine?
No. The older mentor who taught the young kid how to do. I forgot the name, but anyway, Pat. I forget Pat something. I don't need the names anymore, so I don't hang on to them.
Oh, there you go.
But at various stars, I walked into Nilsson, sat down, and talked to him for hours. Big fan of Nilsson. Hi, I'm Bobby Ocean. Nice to meet you. Well, how come you're not playing my fucking record? I say, Harry, I am. I play them at home. I'm not allowed to play them at work.
Well, it's interesting because you mentioned Nilsson. Just before he passed away, 93.1 became the Arrow. And Nilsson loved the station so much he actually did his own recording, Me and My Arrow 93 and Me. And so they usually would play that for about a year after he passed away into one of Nilsson's songs, but they never actually did play Me and My Arrow. They just played like Everybody's Talking or Without You.
Yeah.
Which, Without You, which is interesting, Tom Evans and Pete Ham from Badfinger wrote that song.
Well, they're good writers then, because I like the songs they put out.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He even sang some classical stuff. He was just very good, very good. But the remarkable stuff was in his earlier career when he sang over his own voice with himself doing Beatles stuff. Oh, just impressive, very impressive.
Oh yeah.
But the industry just didn't know how to market him.
I think that there was one station in Southern California. I'm not sure if they had an equivalent in San Francisco. It was the Mellow Sound, KNX-FM. Somebody just recreated it a couple of years ago at the mellowsound.net. And Mary Price, formerly of Arrow and Oldies 93, is one of the imaging voices there. And then Christopher Ames is back with the Odyssey file. And the cool thing about that station was they focused on the singer-songwriters in the way that the Freeform FM focused on the rockers with a wide variety of artists. And then, of course, they played the mellow sounds or the mellow tracks from rock artists, and then they played artists that were hits in England only, and then artists that were hits in the L.A. and Bay Area circuit with beautiful segues. I got an air check on my channel that somebody gave to me because he had recorded off the radio back in 1982, and the DJ on there was Robert David Hall from CSI, who went by Dave Hall on the air. And but yeah, I think KNX-FM did feature Nilsson, but like you said, mainstream top 40 just didn't play a lot of him.
Yeah, that's too bad. Same thing with Stephen Bishop. He had a lot of stuff. They only played one song, I think, of his.
Yeah, Save It for a Rainy Day, On, and then It Might Be You.
Pretty good. Josh, pretty good. You got a nice encyclopedic memory.
He also sang "Go Tootsie Go" from the movie of the title. So yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
George, I'm tired of playing Dorothy Michaels. George, I just want all this. Please, just give me all this, George. Michael, I got a secretary out there who wants to be just like Dorothy Michaels. I'm about to fire her. George, just give me all this. I just want all this. Please, just give me all this, please.
Yeah.
I got to watch that movie again myself.
There's a couple of them. I got to watch American Graffiti again. You know, I just met Michelle Phillips and Candy Clark this weekend, and they're in it, and they're older now, signing autographs and being with the fans. But I haven't seen the movie for a while, so I think I will. Oh,
wow. Was that your first time meeting Michelle Phillips, or have you met her before?
No, that's the first time I met her.
Wow. A friend of mine actually got about 7 years ago, got to meet her daughter, China Phillips, and China's husband, Billy Baldwin. They had a cameo in a movie that a friend of mine directed, and they were hilarious. The film was called Church People. It's kind of like a G-rated version of Saved, if you can imagine what the format of the movie was. Joey Fatone from NSYNC was this cheesy worship leader, and it was pretty funny. But China and Billy only had like a small role in the film.
Yeah, I've been in several movies myself, but I was in the audience, that's all. I'm one of the millions of people clapping. What was that, the Blues Brothers? I was in the Blues Brothers.
Oh, really? Was that made out here, the scene you were in, or was that in Chicago?
One I was in L.A. at some, I can't even remember, some stadium there. Cab Calloway was on.
Oh, yeah.
There was that portion, and it was...
Hidey, ho.
Man, I totally enjoyed it, because I was not so much in the movie as much as I was enjoying the show. They do take after take, and you have to clap all over again, and as if you've seen it for the first time. But I was all in for that. To see Cab Calloway, boy. Anyway, I've got more adventures that have happened to me that I can remember. And in those days, I was a drinking man, so it was not too difficult to forget.
This is the Talkie Archive. I'm Josh Jacobs. We're speaking with Bobby Ocean, radio personality, artist, and voiceover talent. And next time, we're going to be discussing some insights from Bobby, as well as his advice to those who want to get into broadcasting.